Is the purpose of deforestation worth it? The following situation is about deforestation, its definition, the use, consequences, and the position to which we have oriented ourselves.
As the right comments stripping and land forest plants, this is due to the issue and human intervention toward their recreational activities. Deforestation favors the fact that it's a function for the production and installation of man. Also, this has led to many problems that in the long term we have become aware of. The absence of inhabitable places biomes is a geological situation that we must pay attention to. It is not only a social problem, it is not only the economic situation of production, but it is bigger than what we are referring to.
Speaking about its consequences, we must emphasize the climatic situation and the population system that it affects. Every time the civil infrastructure grows, it occupies a space which will fulfill a function. What I'm saying is that the causes are made by the alteration of logging and the creation of infertile hectares, or the fact that they involve several events which link problems that we have every day.
We cannot stop deforestation, and if we did, would it really be bad for us? What I'm trying to comment on this is the certainty that the problems causing it in the moment that emerge in the solution could eradicate this situation. It is a good goal, of course, but the consequences of deforestation is a point that most do not think about. To clarify in a more general and simpler way, it is necessary to show conscience examples to the point that I am talking about.
An example of this is the unfortunate loss of hectares that have been lost throughout this year, causing environmentalists to worry. The figure was 13.7 million, covering the area of Greece itself, and since 1990 it's the estimate that 420 million hectares have been lost over the decades.
Our criticism of this problem is the despicable situation of surrounds it. We all say that it worries us, but at the time of that, nobody complains about the new highway built a place that was supposed to be nothing.
Our orientation of the theory of cause and the relationship of deforestation can be explained by talking about the situations transferred in a certain way to the public eye. Better understanding this is to clarify that the theory of chaos is the alteration of the aspects generated by unforeseen circumstances, non-linear, which are not seen clearly, do not follow a common logic and deviate from what was expected, making a very complex system to follow which becomes entangled in too many points that it's difficult to continue them. Having said that, now it's time to take a very notable example in recent months that is close to what we are saying: the Mayan train. This is a controversial issue, but it must be said that it's very important in aspects in which we note the absence of established laws. In Article 4, development and environmental security are established for the care of the deforestation caused, that is, It is having the responsibility of managing the biodiversity of the place for their livelihood, something that is not being done. Without counting the ignored permission on the distribution of property between ejidos, what is causing this? It is a bit obvious. Too many problems. What this project is trying to do is to promote the economy, culture, and tourism, as well as the technological advances. But the distribution and adverse situations have caused a bigger conflict that can be imagined. All these create consequences in different directions. The beneficiaries with income from this project, the political movement that rolls up multiple corruptions, abuses of the law, the infrastructure that involves transporting goods, the people who generate negative statements, and, of course, deforestation, for supposedly a greater good. All this entails many causes that add to what makes up the whole Mayan them. To support everything we are commenting on, these two declarations are put, the Rio Declaration on Environment and Development, a term that specifies the appropriate use of deforestation with the restoration of its diversity. Secondly, there is a Convention of Basel, which agrees to all border treaties toward the health of people and the environment.
Obviously, deforestation is a big problem today, but finding a solution to this problem is the main problem. The problems we need to solve are not only deforestation due civil infrastructure, but also all the impact that human beings have on environment. Going back to point, we cannot stop deforesting from the one day to the next. Although deforestation has its consequences. Stopping deforestation also has several, mainly economic consequences. It will say an agreement be reached that instead of the balance, let's put a limit to the zones. Of course, depending of the zone and the consequence that exists that place will be the zone to look for with less consequences for deforestation there.
My conclusion is that we must become aware of what is causing deforestation, such as its cause, consequence, and most importantly, how to solve the issue that is issuing greenhouse gases, preventing them from accumulation in our atmosphere and thus heating up our planet, causing people to suffer living in hot places and killing various animals. The lack of forest causes the loss of habitat for Mayan species, with an estimated number of 70% of animals and plankton dying as a result of the loss of habitat. Scientists have predicted what will happen in the coming years, including the cause of death and devastation. Living forests serve humans, plants, and animals by helping to manage the climate, particularly rainfall. And for this reason, among others, I am opposed to deforestation, knowing that by being ignorant and believing that everything is fine, future generations will be altered as a result of human ignorance, making life future sad, or on the positive side, that humans evolve becoming a tragic and long away.